It's the rundown. Give me a clap. Nice.
Oh.
Let's do it together.
Yeah. Is everyone eating the sour cream cake?
So Mrs. Portnoy
you might
brought
want
her,
to send
her
a text.
famous sour cream
Yeah.
cake. And she only made, she made like a normal sized cake and she brought it into his
Did you
office.
make an extra one for Dave? Oh, no.
He's going to be... Oh, okay. As long as he gets some.
Oh, no.
But he'll probably complain about it not
We'll
being a
call
full
Dave
cake.
in the after show.
Okay. All right. Yeah, he's not going to be happy about that.
I'll call him. That'd be funny.
It's the rundown brought to you by New Amsterdam Vodka. Signature drink, the Pink Whitney. It is pink lemonade infused vodka. I think that's the way to put it, infused, because this is still vodka that will get the job done. It's not like you're drinking a pink lemonade mixed drink. You're just drinking lemonade flavored vodka. It's very affordable in stores now. The official drink of Spittin' Chicklets, the official vodka of Barstool Sports. They're sponsoring KFC Radio Live tomorrow at Caroline's. So I'll be drinking my martini on stage, courtesy of New Amsterdam. So if you're a stoolie, if you're listening to any of the shows at this point, you got to get down with New Amsterdam. Get yourself some Pink Whitney today. We start off with...
Yo, Nate's in there.
This is going to be bad.
I'll call him right now.
I had the first piece. I had a big piece,
I think
too.
I had the second.
I just want to hear his reaction.
But I asked her about it, and she, actually, it's kind of my fault. I guess I asked her about it, but...
Hey, we're on the rundown right now.
Yeah.
Your parents are here, and your mom brought a cake for you, and people are eating it.
There's not going to be any left.
Oh, I don't actually hate that because I get fat when I eat it.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Plot twist. All right, everyone
I'll
can
take
eat
the
it.
slice then.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone
in
take
that
a
case,
slice.
I'll
Okay.
have another one. He said he doesn't want to get fat.
Yeah, Frankie literally has some in his mouth right now. He's going to spit it in the trash.
That's fine.
Okay.
She probably, knowing my mother, she probably has one for me as well.
I think she saved a little for you somewhere, stashed away. All right, okay, bye.
He said he didn't want to get fat.
I was
so-
hoping he would just I feel like that cake is fireable.
Yeah,
I wanted Dave to go off the handle. He's in way too good of a mood.
Not
He
my
must have
Barstool, man.
He must have had the Browns
Had
last
that
night.
conversation on the phone gone different, I was ready to just literally
Throw it up.
No, I bet you he had the Browns last night. He
I
definitely
was
had the
really
Browns last
ready to
night.
go.
I could only see your head over the camera, and there was the most concerned look, just waiting with bated breath, where's this gonna go?
I just stick my finger down
I'm
my goddamn
shocked.
throat right now.
It's not good,
This
though,
is
right?
really good
It's
shit.
all about
It's
the
so-
mood with Dave.
it's
He's
so
in a good
dense
mood right
and
now.
moist. It's delicious.
It's unbelievable.
Honestly,
it's the best
I
cake.
know that things worked out pretty well here at Barstool. I think had he really honed in on my mom's cake, he would have had something.
Yeah, that would have been a
'Cause it's
Shark Tank
that
thing.
fucking
Yeah,
delicious.
yeah. We should get Ms. Portnoy on the Shark Tank. Could you imagine?
We just need to clone her though. That's the problem. There's only one of her.
And Dave pops out of a big cake.
Forget about that.
Okay, Mr.
Mr.
Portnoy's
Portnoy
now
says
out.
no.
Okay.
No clone.
Yeah.
We don't need any more.
The worst idea.
Come on over. Come
It's the
on
best.
over.
It's the best when they're here. It's the
You're gonna get
best.
yourself in some trouble. You better be careful, pal. All right, we start with the fucking Jets.
Oh, Kevin. Whew.
I mean, as bad as it gets. As
Third and
dire
33 or
Third and
something. I
33.
tweeted at you. I was like, this is Bears territory. We were 3rd and 40.
a primetime game, as always.
The-
I thought Trevor Siemian was going to be bad. We couldn't even figure that out because we all of a sudden we're on to Kevin Falk. We
Falk.
decided
Yeah,
he's not
Falk.
even worthy
Falk.
of
No,
Falk
Falk.
because he didn't have the U.
Football folks are men of men.
Kevin
Oh,
Kevin
yeah,
Marshall.
Got it.
This is Luke
Falk.
Falk.
Is,
You
Got it.
don't get the Falk title.
I just like
mean,
this guy because he was Washington State. I liked him at Washington
Yeah,
State.
and actually, he came in and we were screaming and yelling about it was a backup to the backup. The backup to the backup game is always when things
Marty
get
was trying to
off the
convince
rails,
himself.
and
It
it just didn't happen. The entire thing, the broadcast with Sam Darnold being
Yeah.
from mononucleosis across the
The-
graphic. I mean, it was as embarrassing as it gets, and I think they've gone from, I was hopeful, I thought they could make some noise.
I did too.
I think this is going to be one of the worst teams I've seen all decade.
Yeah.
Given the
22-point underdogs.
which is
The last time
honestly-
that happened,
They beat the Dolphins point spread now.
it was. But the
Yep.
last time that there was a spread this big, if I read the tweet correctly, it was when there was the lockout and Joe Montana
Unlike
decided
1987,
to
yeah.
cross the line.
Yeah, yeah.
And Joe Montana agreeing to play is what moved the line that big. but like against two
It's
actual
bad,
professional football
Kevin.
teams, like it's never been.
Kevin,
this bad.
it's bad. And you know what the worst part is? The Browns weren't even that good last
I know.
night.
They were terrible. They were. I mean, any other team in the league, the Browns lose that game, and it's 0-2, and the sky is falling in Cleveland again. It was 13-3 for the longest time. They were playing like shit. I mean, 23-3 is a thumping, but that doesn't even tell the story of how ugly that game was. Nobody could do. If it wasn't for that one Odell play, I mean, it was gruesome the whole way through.
Do you think like the league is bored? Because I think Nate, I saw you were upset about this, but someone tweeted out that the next 6 Monday night games, I think,
Yeah,
are
I hate
just
that
disastrous.
shit.
You
It's
didn't care
football.
for that.
Shut up.
I
What,
don't think
just bad
I don't think
matchups?
it's football. That
No,
wasn't football last
well,
night.
first of all, someone tweeted out like, look how gross the next 6 weeks are. There were maybe 3 bad games. I think the Dolphins are in a game.
But Dolphins, Steelers,
Right,
it's a
but
lot
like-
of it's a lot of gross games because of injury.
Right. I just don't like it's football. You're gonna watch it. It's Monday Night Football.
Dude,
I don't care.
I know what you're saying, but like maybe I'm just battered at this point. I can't do it anymore. These games where I can't watch
Yeah, that
my
was a
team
tough
cross
game to
midfield.
watch, yeah.
I can't even get a first down.
It was the
it's
penalties
not the
we got-
same game as real football.
Who was the ref's name? Alex.
He was an asshole last
Alex
night.
something. He was. What was it?
He was such a Alex Kemp.
Alex Kemp. He was a real
cocksucker.
bag of shit. There was just everything about that game was
That one-
demoralizing. As a regular football fan, like I like seeing the Jets lose. I did bet the Jets last night in solidarity with Kevin for some stupid reason, and it was
Should've
just
listened to my brain.
It was tough to watch that game just as like a person watching television.
Yeah,
So bad.
but it's still
So
football.
bad,
It's still
and
better than.
I don't
Honestly,
think it's. I think
I
you're doing
don't-
football a disservice by calling that football.
It's not. It's a different
Just
sport.
roll. As long as you got the colors out there, balls moving around, feel good.
Simple man.
Yeah, it really is.
I think that even some of the dark years with Rex and Todd Bowles, like I think this is going to be like the worst Jets season because people are, first of all, Sam Darnold I don't think is going to be back by week 5, and even if he is back, like that dude's still going through growing pains, and he's going to be going
And
through
the
even worse
offi-
growing pains
yeah.
when you're recovering from mono and you've lost weight and you're not sharp. You got Jamal Adams unfollowing the team and removing all mention of him. I'm sure he's about a step away from demanding a trade.
Do you know how
the fucking
bad-
culture changed, Jamal?
Like-
I mean, it's off the rails like that.
Jay
like
Cutler
fucking
can
that.
fix it.
What?
Jay Cutler can fix it. Adam Gase's guy.
How about Des Bryant tweeting, go get Kaepernick? Imagine that.
Why not?
Imagine that shit show.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Certainly can't. It's got to be better than Luke Falk.
Luke Falk.
Falk.
But it is. You have to be so bad in 2 weeks. And literally, like this team's been together for what, 2 months and a half, 2 months. The minister of culture has decided, I can't even fucking look at you guys on social media
That's
anymore.
so annoying.
What was Caleb's title at UNC?
Director of morale.
The director of morale of the New York Jets said, in 2 weeks, nah.
Week
This
one,
isn't it.
week
I'm
one
done.
complained there wasn't enough energy on defense. That's what you're here for. That's what you're supposed to do, dude. And week 2, he removes all fucking mention of the team. Mister, we're gonna change the culture, and it's us against the world.
That's so hard to, if you think about
off.
that just in like a real world situation where you had someone come into a company who was so eager and excited and happy, and in 16 weeks
Broke him.
you broke him.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not even the
Destroyed
same.
spirit
I mean, this is a
everything
guy-
he could say.
He was cocky.
For 20
swagger,
years, his
LSU.
life was built
Yes.
around this persona of himself, and in a little over a year, you broke it all.
You went from I'm gonna change everything to the most same old Jets story ever. Stupid pettiness, dumb headlines, losing football. The season's fucking over. And
For
I
the
think-
Mets.
I mean, it's September. It's still 80 degrees, and I'm out on the Mets and the
At
Jets.
least the Mets season lasted longer than the Jets.
It did. It did. Arguably, if the Mets go on like a little run here, they're not gonna make
No,
it, but at least could be interesting longer than
How
the
many
Jets.
are you out now? 3?
4.
Cubs, I think, are gonna get it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
no,
They're just,
I mean,
they're,
since
they're
we last
starting
talked,
to hit a
yeah.
million home runs.
It's the Cubs. It's.
Although they gotta
I mean,
play the
and I
Cardinals
really
this
think
weekend.
that the Mets, out of all those teams, might have been able to make the most noise in the playoffs had they made it, but they
I
just dug
agree.
themselves such a hole.
Yeah.
You can't be the worst team in the NL at any point.
5 out, actually.
5? Oh, right. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
almost
so it's like, yeah,
mathematically.
you're
Yeah,
totally
you're
dead.
mathematically dead in like 3 days.
What else is up?
I just don't want to. I just don't want to do
so-
sports at all anymore.
What?
What should
well,
I-
the Knicks? No.
Dope.
You guys are funny.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I mean, things at home are good, so. I I'm not this guy from SNL who got fired.
That's like, ouch.
This guy from SNL got fired for just kind of being a racist dickhead.
Damn, Chinatown's fucking nuts.
It's crazy, dude.
It is full fucking China. Dude, it's
Yeah.
fucking Chinese down there.
I wonder how that started. They just built one fucked up looking building, and people were like, "All right, no one said anything.
Let
Let's
the fucking live there, huh?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, next topic. Yeah, this guy, he got hired by SNL. He's on the cast. Minahan, when he was on the radio, he said he's on the show. I thought he got hired, but he hadn't.
He was never on a show.
He was
Okay.
he was
He had
part
just
of
been
the-
He was
hired.
announced as a cast member,
and they
and
dug
in 2
us up.
days.
Like
it was
everything else, when you get drafted to a team or you make it to the big time, delete all your old fucking tweets.
Well, okay, so here was his problem. Usually I am very much on the side of, I can't believe, like, especially a comedian, you're going back into his past and being like, how could he say this? But some of those podcasts were like 3 weeks ago
Yeah,
or
they're
like
old.
2 months ago.
Yeah.
So then
And
it's
it wasn't
like,
even a comedian. It was just like he was just like just used a hard C to describe Chinese
In a
people.
weird-
He wasn't making a joke.
right, in a weird way, I actually like feel bad for him in just the fact that SNL should have done more research.
Yeah.
You kind of fucked him over by even putting him in that spotlight.
Someone else should have screened that and been like, we're not hiring you.
Right.
Or we
Been
wanna
like
hire
sat
you
him down and be
delete
like,
this
hey
shit."
man, you're talented, but
Yes.
guess what? Like your type of humor doesn't fit for NBC.
Yep.
Like that's
No.
a fair
Yeah, it's not
conversation to
even-
have.
yeah.
It's
Right.
not, it's not only is it not like premium, but it's like even like, I don't know, Vice or some shit. Like NBC can't fuck around with even remotely the shit that you were joking about.
The weird thing is, do you think he's gonna have like? Do you think this helps his career in a weird way? I mean, it doesn't help it. It would have been better if he went on
And just
SNL and
killed
was
it.
good.
Yeah.
But there is
Yeah,
now this
no
whole
such
like
thing as bad.
counterculture,
Yep.
like fuck PC culture thing that you can make a lot of money off of.
Yeah, I mean, if that was funnier, I think he'd be, I think people would be knocking on his door right now, being like, let's go get the edgy guy. But when you just say like, yeah, Chinatown's funny, that's where they put the.
Yeah, right.
And I said like, if it was an N-word or a hard slur, that that one is certainly offensive, but it's a little less used. It wouldn't even
It's
be a
less used,
debate.
but
We
it's
wouldn't even
also-
be talked about.
It's also like with the quote unquote the PC culture, which I just fucking hate saying 'cause it's so stupid. But this isn't a new word that you can't say.
Right.
This has been a word you
That's
can't
one of the
say
no-fly lists
since
for
before
a
this
long
guy was
time.
born.
Right.
It's been a bad word forever.
Right.
It's not like something like, the rules changed, the goalposts got moved 6 months ago, and now that's a word you don't say anymore. Like, that's always been a bad word. I don't think in my whole life I've ever said. I said it once when I was in 3rd grade, because I had like a family, like my friend's family were kind of racist. And I was over there one night for dinner.
Way to
and-
sell him out, dude.
And I didn't say the name. And the dad was just in conversation was like, hey, should we get C-word food for dinner tonight? And I just thought that's what it was called. So I went home late, like a week later. I was like, hey, Mom, can we get C-word food for dinner? I was like 9. And she convinced me, she told me it meant penis. So I would stop saying it. She's like, do you want penis food? Is that what you want?
Oh, that was smart by Ms. Feidelberg.
and then
that
for
was
like,
really smart.
until I was like 17, I just thought that's what it meant.
That was really smart.
It is smart, but Polly's brain just works in mysterious ways. It's like, I'll just tell him it's about dicks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could have a real conversation about words you can't use to describe different groups of people. Well, just tell them.
Is there an
I'll trick him
element?
into cock.
Is there an element too where this guy should have known it as well? Like he should have known. As soon as SNL was like, "Hey, we're gonna hire you," you've been like, "This might
Yeah.
be bad."
Oh,
But
I've thought
I
that
think
all
it's
the
almost
time.
worse that he didn't know that because he's like, it's just common. Like, it didn't even
Right.
stick out in his mind. It's
I
like,
guess
there
it
was
really
that
does
time
co-
I said this word.
Yeah,
was-
but I mean, like, if I ever got a squeaky clean job, I'd be like, have you seen the Jewish tweets?
And
Like,
unfortunately, what happens?
Let's talk about this.
The same
'cause-
thing. I don't listen to this guy. I've never listened to him, so I don't know him at all. I'm sure if you listened to him and you knew context, like obviously those jokes were it was just throwing them in there.
I don't think jokes is even the word to describe it. It's
Whatever
just-
it is, but there's
Convo.
obviously probably a little context that everyone misses, which they do to us too,
Right.
where they just pretend that like everything we said is the only thing we've ever said. But yeah, you just can't. I was not shocked whatsoever that SNL was like, actually no.
Yeah.
I don't like when you losing a job, firing someone, pulling an offer. I think is pretty extreme. But I just think that
SNL's just stupid for even like do some research.
Yep.
Because there's no way NBC would back that.
right. Neymar apparently pays guys $10,000 a month to be his friends.
And
Yeah. I actually don't
Yeah.
really like Neymar, but
I mean,
10,000
why?
euros a month.
why don't
Right,
you like
whatever.
Neymar?
I don't dislike him. Oh wait, no, he did an R, didn't he? Did Neymar do an R?
A what?
An R?
I hope not. Did he?
I don't know.
I don't know. Might have to scrap that part.
Okay.
If Neymar didn't I actively dislike Neymar.
Yeah, no.
If not, I just
disavow.
Like, he's
no, Neymar. No, you couldn't pay me $1 billion, Neymar.
But
That makes a lot more sense if you got to. Okay, let's get dark. What would your number be for someone?
Woman who accused Neymar of rape charged with fraud and extortion.
I love Neymar.
We're back on Neymar.
Big Neymar
Neymar.
guy. Yeah, big Neymar guy.
I'm
Always have been.
I'm not in on paying people to be your friends.
No, I'm not in on paying someone to be your friend, but if I was crazy rich like Neymar, I'd just pay my friends to be around.
Those are two different
I'd be
things.
like,
No,
Those are
see,
two
I think
different
it's
things.
different. So I wouldn't pay anyone to be my friend, but I would pay people
To do
to
shit.
do things
Yes.
for me, and I think
Turtle.
they would eventually become my friend. Because if you're rich, that level of rich, you lose sense of the world. So the guy who gets you coffee every morning just becomes your
But
best
like, why
friend.
don't you just do it with your friends? Like,
Yeah.
dude, like, you don't want to be an accountant anymore. Come fucking get my dry cleaning every once in a while when I need
Yeah.
it. I'll pay you.
I don't
$5
know,
a
if
day.
you were
It's
an adult,
entourage. It's like
that's-
I would pay Turtle.
That's cool.
I would have my Turtle.
That's cool if you're like 23. If you're like
Oh,
in
no,
your
it's not a
30s,
lifetime contract.
Right. If you're in your 30s and your friend called you up and was like, "Hey, come live in my house, drop your career, and
Right.
I'll pay you to just hang out." Like, no, you'll pay me to hang out, but then I have to go get your dry cleaning and I
Yeah.
have to go,
Yeah.
get your coffee and pick up your dog's shit. Like, that would suck.
I think and Neymar with like soccer players, they get famous and rich when they're like 16, the really really good ones. So I'm guessing Neymar has been doing this for a long time and maybe it's just coming
This
to
is
light
the thing
now.
in the NFL too. I know a few NFL guys who like. There's that period when you go into the league and before you like get a girlfriend or a wife, you have a huge house that you're never
in a town you've never been to.
and so you have a friend live there, and they basically get to live there for free and take care of your dog.
I understand all that. I'm just saying if there's a point where you're like I don't have any friends because I suck and I need to pay friends to hang around me.
Under
That's lame.
27, that's
Although
my limit.
If I was super lame and I had the money, I would do it.
Right.
But I'm just saying if you are one of those guys, no money can buy like
But I think it's blurred. I
Being
think
a
you
cool
would
guy.
like if you all of a sudden won the lotto and had $1 billion, you would be like, John, come hang out and we'll do a podcast every now and then and like I'll
Break
give
you
you
off some chump change.
$20,000 a month.
Yeah.
You're not paying him to be your friend.
Telling
He's
you ain't
already your
getting
friend.
shit from me,
He
bro.
just also is getting paid.
I'm paying you a fucking dime.
So you can't ever say anything bad about the Jets. Imagine, I've always said that if I were very, very rich, I would pay people. I'd have a basketball court and a softball field in my backyard, and I'd pay people to come and just let me dominate them. But they can never break character. They have to pretend they're trying
Yes.
as hard as possible.
Yeah. That
wouldn't
And I
ruin
come
it
and
for
just
you?
fucking, no. Dude, no, I told Jared, this was a hypothetical, Jared, the Rocket. I was like, dude, if I was really rich, I'd pay you $2 million cash to let me just hit fucking bombs off you. And he's like, no, I wouldn't. I was like, yes, you would. Yes, you would.
Oh, so
the
it's
Rocket
like-
would come over and I would fucking go
You
yard.
wouldn't do it so you feel good about yourself. You'd do it so they feel bad
Yeah,
about
I would just
All
fucking,
right.
and
I can get on
and in
that.
turn, I'd feel good about myself. When other people feel bad, you feel good. Can
Yeah,
you
I'm down
imagine
with
just
it.
going yard on Jared every morning? It's like, come
And
on over, dude.
he's just
Give me the
grouping
bring
it.
the cheese,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you got,
Oh,
Carabas.
dude, it would just beat him down.
Throwing
Just
like
throw the
55
highlights up.
instead of 68,
Yeah,
just
dude,
killing him and he's
just put a top
mailing
10.
it in.
I'd pay SVP to like do the highlights every day, like top 10. Oh, Big Cat goes yard again. Boom.
If Dan was given
I'd
unimaginable
run
wealth,
the bases with no one on the field.
his one
Just
thing would be to
run.
get Carabas to commit suicide
Oh, dude, I'd
eventually.
fucking kick the shit out of him. I'd lower the hoops to 8 and just jam on him.
Just want to treat Carabas like he's Jamal Adams.
Just
and
post touches
destroy
all
who
day
he
and
is.
just fucking yam all over his face. Oh, it would be great.
This Twitter beef is great. Mort and Schefter versus Rapaport on the 2-on-1 battle. Very cryptic subtweets. Mortenson sends the rat emoji. The Twitter detectives have put it together that he's referring to our guy Rapaport, who tweets out like a Schefter, scoop like 1 minute after it happens,
Yeah,
right?
well, it happened 3 times in a row last night.
That happens. That's the game.
I was
But
hoping that
it was always like 1 minute after. I'm a Rapaport guy. I love
Yeah.
Rapaport. So I'm not saying whether or not I agree with what's happening. I'm just saying that's definitively
That's
what
what
it's about.
I think that I think that Schefter is still like the GOAT, and I think that, he's probably a minute behind. I don't think I don't know. You think that Rapaport's reading a tweet and just passing it off
If
as
he's
his?
doing it, that's amazing. It's like the Trump people who it's like There are those people who were the Trump repliers. You got into that game for a bit once.
Yo, I put on the
You're a
alerts.
reply
I
guy.
tried-
It's
dude,
really, but it's really hard.
Oh yeah,
Being a reply
it was
guy
a
is
full-time
like
job.
it has to be. It's serendipity. Like, even if you have the alerts, by the time you get it, you have to just see it and have your reply ready to go.
To
and just
see
get
it,
lucky.
to see the alert, see the tweet, think what you're gonna say.
You gotta
type
have it
it out,
all
reply.
done and
To
on
do
deck.
that in a minute, that's crazy.
You almost have to have it cut and paste ready. And just you press paste and
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah,
Like,
so
is
you
probably
can't,
what
be
you do.
replying directly to a tweet. It's
No,
gotta be just,
it's gotta just-
something evergreen to be saying.
Yep.
But
I think Rapaport is big enough in this game that like he's gotten his own scoops. He's been ahead of the curve, ahead of these guys before. I think it was a weird night of like 3 1-minute.
Yeah. No, I
More
agree. I
late.
think I don't think it's possible to steal everyone's tweet by a minute. I don't think you can do that.
Yeah.
I think if you're within 3 minutes and like you have the same take or whatever, I don't think you saw that and then did it. I think
Correct.
it just
No,
happened.
you even think about like you're typing it out. You got should I misspelled that or whatever. By the time you send it, you might be a minute behind. But you were crafting the same tweet at the same time. You just I don't know. Twitter fingers are faster.
I just like to think
got
about
Rapaport's back. He's
Chris
a fucking Mets
Mortenson.
fan. He's good at the shit. Fuck Mortenson.
Imagine Mort.
Fuck Mort.
How old's Mort?
1,000.
Just sending rat tweets. Like,
Yeah.
he's like sending subtweet.
I
emojis.
love that. I love
Oh, I
that.
love it.
I
Big
love
fan
it.
of it.
Twitter.
I just like
it's
that
like rap beef. You know.
I just love that Schefter and Rapaport have a beef, and they're like, I think they weigh like 220 together.
They're combined like 7.5 feet
They're
tall.
just
Yeah,
like
they
two
sit on each
little-
other's shoulders and get into an R-rated movie without a credit, without
Yeah.
a debit card.
There you go, rough and
License.
rowdy, bro.
Goddamn. Jesus.
Schefter versus Ian Rapaport, rough and rowdy, like 10. Let's
that
go.
would be incredible.
Imagine.
Fuck.
Could happen.
Fuck.
Tom Hiddleston, you know him as Loki from the Avengers. He's got chicks coming in the crowd on Broadway, legitimately orgasming in the crowd from his performance on stage.
What could he possibly be doing?
Well, that's the thing.
I don't know
is
who this guy
the,
is.
The real
Being himself.
storyline here is just like woman fingers herself at Broadway is the real story.
Yeah, like
It's like anybody can
did
come
you
in the
blog
crowd.
this?
I actually think that it plays at Broadway.
No, I don't think there's video.
Well-
I think it's just descriptions.
No, but I mean like the descriptions. It's like,
They just said there was like moaning and groaning and
Yeah.
like,
but
think
is
that
he
plays.
doing something? Is it just his acting?
So
Is he like on stage naked?
they said the second time he was making out with a girl, like right near the girl. Like he came down stage.
Her second time coming?
The first time, like he was just like doing the Broadway play. And the second time he was making out with a girl and he came down to the stage and the girl started fingering herself and moaning and basically having an orgasm.
What a
I'm telling you,
move.
like when super fans like that, when the same people who like cry and pass out from Bieber or Michael Jackson and shit, these are girls who will come in the crowd.
Yeah. And
but,
also
but I
at
will say Tom
Broadway,
Hiddleston. I know the Avengers is hot. Loki's a big deal. It's not like, I don't know. He's not like a sex icon.
He
mean, maybe he is now.
dated Taylor Swift.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I also just feel like when you get into the arts, like you can't shame someone.
That's just
fingering
sexual
themselves.
expression.
Right. Exactly.
That's just freedom of expression. right
Correct.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'll go to a Broadway play.
And jerk off and
And
see
yeah,
if it
I'll
works.
see how that
goes.
see if that plays.
Please do.
Speaking of sexual expression, last topic. This chick at a like feminist rally on a college campus. Just pops the top out, like right in the security guard's face. It was the most like, it was like a knockout punch with her tits, like bam, which is super awkward that Mrs. Portnoy here.
It was
I was
awesome.
gonna say,
No, it's
I was
fine.
gonna
She's
You know,
right
I'm just
there.
trying to be a
She
professional
watches
here.
you run down every day.
I know, but it's different when she's right. I'm not even looking at her. But this girl was so pumped about it. And you know what? But secretly, that security guard was like, "Oh, you got me."
Well,
Like,
it also was. I mean, you showed me the video, and I knew what was it building up to, and then when it happened, I was just like, yeah.
Yeah, and the crowd.
Fuck yeah.
She gave
The
like a
crowd was
flex.
like,
she's
yeah,
like, get
yeah,
some.
yeah. Look at these.
Have
Boobs
it.
are out.
Yeah.
I said
Have
boobs.
Raise the nipple.
That's-
Yeah, there you go. You're smarter than me.
Yeah.
Let's just end this now.
Let's,
Yeah, the Portnoys are here, so this is
Anything-
where we would say something like, "Oh, Mr. Portnoy's crazy," and then he would text us later when he watches it.
Mr.
I
Portnoy's
know-
crazy.
I wasn't really listening that closely. I just heard my name. And it's usually when I hear it, it's always in a negative light.
It was
So
rather negative.
Is
Yeah,
there
I
any
think
cake
over
the
left,
top.
or is
You
it all
do
gone?
watch every
I'm gonna show
rundown, right?
I'm gonna show the audience a little piece of the sour cream
You watch
cake
every
here.
Yeah.
rundown?
Yeah,
Also, just
huh?
Hey,
say-
make it
watch
two
that one,
pieces.
As much as I can.
Yeah.
But my name doesn't come up ever unless
I
it's in
mean-
a negative way. I've
I
never
think you,
won.
all right.
Mr.
all
Portnoy,
right,
I like
think
that
you
sweater.
would. Yeah, I
Let's be
thought the
honest.
sweater and the shirt are a
I've always
great
been
combo today.
criticized about that.
I gave him one of these today. One of those.
Pardon me.
And I,
Oh, you son
the
of a
thing that
bitch.
kills me, I was criticized because the T-shirt is not a solid blue T-shirt,
No, I think that's
which
good
I
with
have
the
at
hat.
home about 100.
I think you match very well.
Let's see. The famous sour cream cake.
It's so
I think it's
good.
important that people see it because I think they think sour cream. They don't understand that it's just
No.
part of the dough.
It's
Or
unbelievable.
whatever you call it. This is the best cake. It's so.
How often does
moist.
that cake go down in your house?
What do you mean?
Like-
Does it last? How long?
No,
does
how
it-
long is it made? How many often is it made?
Not as much as it used to.
Oh,
There
shit.
are certain people that don't live there anymore that used to devour it.
Damn.
Yeah.
But do you
it
get
is.
like one a week?
Well, I
one
tell
every
you,
2 weeks?
because it deteriorates in the sense the moisture leaves it very quickly.
I don't know.
So
it's
you really
still
got to
pretty-
get it when it's hot.
I can't
That's
imagine
yeah.
it being much more moist.
Yeah, I mean,
This is traveled from.
No,
was-
what I'm
it was
saying,
very warm.
tomorrow or the day after,
I see.
it's not like
So
that.
just eat it fast. Yeah.
That's what I do. That's
Yeah.
a good reason.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
usually have enough to get borderline sick.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You gotta know. You
Like
mentioned
one more
before,
bite, you
You,
know.
you know when you get down to that last bite, that this may be problematic right now.
That's the most relatable thing you've ever said, brother.
Thank you. Another insult.
Can't win.
That was a compliment. That was very nice.
That's the
Like
rundown.
the sweater.